KMS. I'm Raven Ryan, and today we have a very special guest with us today. How are you today, Miss Stewart?
Doing fine.
So, I've heard about this eclipse. What is that?
Okay, so this is going to be the first time in a very long time that we are going to have a total solar eclipse. So in Andrews, can you see that? So in Andrews, North Carolina, we are going to have total darkness for 2 minutes and 38.4 seconds. So 2 minutes of total darkness. And that's never happened here before. And so this is why it's so cool, and it's happening. We are the longest time period, so people from all over the world will be here. People from all over the world have already rented cabins. I think Miss Leopard said that one of her relatives that works at Fontana, a man rented a cabin over there 10 years ago for this very weekend. And they weren't quite sure about it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And so one of the coolest things is that Andrews, North Carolina, Andrews Middle School, Andrews High School, Andrews Elementary School are going to be have the longest totality of everybody. So that's going to be super cool, super darkness. So.
And why does it happen?
Okay, so what's going on is, and I wish I had, maybe next time we visit, we'll do a little demonstration for you. But it's the shadow of the moon on the earth as it comes in front of the sun. And so it does it, but it doesn't always do it at a time period to where everybody sees it, because sometimes it happens out in the ocean and nobody gets to enjoy it. So this time it's going to start, they're going to cover, let me see if I can pull it up, the whole map, and I'll show you exactly where it's going to start. So it's going to start, whoops, and you can kind of get an idea of how in the United States, it's coming through the whole United States. And so that's very rarely does that happen. And so we're going to get to enjoy this. And as you can see, as it comes through in Andrews, North Carolina, go back to us, this is where we're coming to. So we can see if we come out, you can kind of see we're right on the line, which means we get the most totality. So this from here to here, we all get totality, but right here we get the most of the totality. So even in Murphy, you're not going to get as much time as what we're going to get in total darkness. And so it's pretty cool from what videos show us. Animals, like birds, will go back to roost because they think it's night. And dogs are supposed to bark because they don't know what's going on. And then when it becomes daylight again, the birds come out like it's morning and start singing their morning song and all that, because they think it's morning. And so it's going to be really cool to see all that. And during this time when it's totally dark, inside the sky, and I wish I had pulled it up, inside the sky, we're going to be able to see like the planets, a couple of stars that we don't usually get to see because the sun's there. We're going to get to see them during this time period because the sun's going to be totally blocked out, going to be dark. And so we will be able to look at the sun. It's the only time ever that you can look at the sun, okay? So that's, like I said, that's pretty cool. And we've got some stuff going on here in the Andrews area, in the Murphy area, because like I said, we're going to have people here from all over the world come visit us. And so this is going to be pretty awesome that Little Andrews Township and Little Murphy gets to be visited by some people that 10 years ago booked a room, 3 years ago booked a room. I have a friend that's in Murphy, and she rents cabins, and they've been booked for this weekend for 3 years. So you can't get a room. I think Mr. Rickett looked yesterday. The closest room that you can get is like 2 hours away right now. That was yesterday, so it's probably booked now. There's only one room there. So people are coming to Andrews. They need to come now and find a room really quick, whatever's left over, or if they're going to drive to this area, to be able to drive in, because it's going to last, and I think right up there you can see where it's the start of partial is actually going to start about 1:05. So the sun's going to start disappearing, the moon's going to start coming in, the shadow's going to start appearing, and you're probably not even going to notice it. And then right about 2:35, 2:34 is going to be the total eclipse. It's going to start, so it's going to be dark by 2:34, and then by somewhere a minute, 2 minutes later after that, it's going to be done. And so But it's going to go, so the end of it will end about 4 o'clock. So really, from about 1 to 4, this is going to be taking place. And so the beginning and the end, you're not ever going to notice anything. But the middle, on both sides, you'll notice that it's going to get dark, and then it gets dark, and then it gets light again. So that's what's going to be so cool. And I've seen a partial, but I've never seen a total. This will be my first total. I think Miss Cutshaw saw, she was in Texas, grew up in Texas. I grew up in Florida. Miss Ruby Cutshaw, I think she grew up in, anyway, wherever she grew up in, she got to see more of a total, I think, than I got to see. And I think you got somebody else on campus that's as old as we are, and they got to see that eclipse at that time. But I was your age when I got to see it, so that's pretty cool. But you guys might get to see the next one, because it's going to be something like, I'm going to say 70 years out. So you all might get to see it if you're alive then. I won't get to see it, but Miss Elena Lepper says she was still going to be alive. I don't know how she'll do that, but she said she was still going to be alive. I'm not going to be around, so we better enjoy what we've got, okay?
All right, you know what we should do next?
Yes, because the only safe way to observe the sun, if you're not in a total eclipse, is to wear your eclipse glasses, and then you can look at the sun safely. Are we good?
Yeah.
All right. So, here you go.
Today, students, we're going to learn about active kids learn better. So now that testing time's come around, we better start walking, because did you know that of a morning, if you walk 20 minutes, then your brain will function correctly. But if you just sit there, it won't work correctly. This is your brain after walking 20 minutes, but this is your brain just sitting there. And right here it says red areas are very active, but blue areas are the least active. This one right here is full of blue. This one has more red. And who wants to make a 5 on their EOG? Everyone does, right? So we better start walking. And also, if you walk, it just doesn't help with the EOGs. Your grades will increase by 20%. Your test scores will increase by 6% over 3 years. And your physical activity will increase 13%. And the teacher's time managing behavior will decrease 21%. But if you want to learn more, you can go to the website. It is activelivingresearch.org/activeeducationbrief.
Wonder what's coming. I dig it.